Hi everybody. I thought I would drop a little video in to say happy new moon in Taurus. It's a Wednesday. It's sometime in May. I know it's May because my birthday was a few days ago and I'm Taurus, so yeah, it's the right time to do this. So yeah, I just wanted to hop on, say what are your intentions for this new moon, for this new cycle? Sometime in the early hours of today. It's there, it's in my head. I know it's May the 8th. It's May the 8th, 2024. And in old Gregorian terms, for quite a while now, I've shied away from old Greg's terms and I've been following a much more like natural cycles rhythm to life, which is quite challenging in a world full of calendars and dates and times and ugh. Uh, um, but you know, it is what it is. And as a unschooling mum, as a holistic therapist, as a conscious creator, I do my best to step have a foot in both worlds, so to speak. So yeah, I just thought that the first thing I wanted to do was drop in a quick video to say it is the day to set your intentions, and not just your intentions for the new moon, but also bigger intentions. There are a lot of things happening cosmologically, astrologically, astronomically. And it's such an incredible time to set some new intentions, and the new moon energy lingers around out there for a couple of days either side of the new moon, so you can set your intentions day or two before, day or two after. Days of the week can be like a significant thing to take into consideration as well. If, of course, any of the actual days that we've named them actually are what they are, because, well, there's a lot I think we don't know. But we know what's going on in the stars, and we know what's going on with the sun and moon. I think we do. I know there are people out there who'll say we don't, but I think we do. And particular my particular suggestion here as well is learn to find out what's going on in your own body. Learn to find out what your body's messages are. Any pains, any tiredness, any like enthusiastic energy, any like sudden like need to move, any sudden energetic bursts, all of them. I'm like, listen to what they're telling you and begin to tune in with them and do what they say. They might be saying rest more, they might be saying get outside more, they might be saying eat more of this or eat less of that, and learn to listen to it and not to a book or a guru or a like expert on something. We're all experts. We're all experts on our own bodies and our own beings. The thing is that our own individual expertise has been conditioned out of us, usually from an early age. So get back to basics, come back to yourself, release the outside external noise as much as you possibly can. Start small. Don't go all out massive, huge things right at the start, and start small. And a great way to start small is to set some new intentions with a new moon. And just be like, this month, with this new moon in this new cycle, I am going to make a concerted effort or an aim, have a goal to complain less in my life, or to smile more at people who pass by, or to get up 10 minutes earlier and just look at what's going on outside with the weather, like connect to nature, connect to the planet, connect to your breath. 10 minutes can be all it takes. And this is the first steps into nurturing yourself, into self-care habits and practices, into releasing the external noise that's created inner noise. So that there's so much inner noise in your head that you cannot get past it. Internal noise that's often been put in there by external noise, and that's often diminishing our capacity to be amazing, incredible human beings. So my intentions with this new moon are, 1, to complain less. This is my positivity ring. It's a get it off while still holding my phone with my other hand. It's a rainbow hematite ring, which I bought basically because it's a pretty rainbow ring. See if we can get the camera to focus on it. It may not. No, because my face is still in the way. But that's my might focus better if I bring it nearer to me, so it's still got my face here. So this is my rainbow hematite ring. So as part of a challenge in a membership that I'm in for May, we are. It's a money detox, because it's a wealth membership that I'm in, a wealth wealth vibe membership that I'm in. And each month we do a challenge for 3 weeks around building our wealth vibe, building our like clearing money mindset issues, but also tapping into that idea that we're all wealthy, like inherently wealthy, because wealth is not necessarily connected to how much money is in the bank, or what I find our financial situation is. And it's one of the biggest, most amazing things that I've done for myself to actually see money increase in my reality is do some deconditioning around my wealth vibe and my money and my wealth mindset. For me, just on this and health, as a holistic health practitioner, health is obviously a big deal to me, and wealth to me, it's well and healthy, wealthy. And that's like when I began to make that connection with it, rather than see wealth as having anything to do at all with money, I began to see the wealth of everything else that's around me, the wealth of beauty I have in the area where I live, the wealth of knowledge and inspiration that I have from above and from my life experience, the wealth of like joy and love that I have in my life from the people around me. The wealth is like just abundant. And that was like, wow, I am wealthy, I am abundant, no matter what like might be reflected externally, that wealth is there. I am well and I am healthy, and therefore I am wealthy, and that helped to shift a lot. So in the wealth vibe, my positivity ring, we are doing this money detox for May, and the suggestion is to release, reduce and remove complaining about money, because it's a wealth vibe. So it's like, it's obviously money's part of it as well. So not even entertain any sort of complaint about anything that's connected with finances, wealth, abundance, work, and business and career, because all of that is usually tied in with how we receive money. Not to complain about where we may get like government funding, where we may get support from government schemes, where we may get anything at all, like discounts in the shops, things like extra, like bills going up and things like that, that people very easily get drawn into complaining about. Is like what's reflected through doing this challenge is just how often and how easy, without even thinking about it, dropping into complaining about money, complaining about wealth and finances becomes a thing. And let's not even go into complaining about people who are often perceived as being wealthy, that there's like, oh, let's hate the rich is often like something that's very, very prevalent in society at large. And it's like, it's very, very interesting to see people's reactions to the very rich, which is like, well, could that actually be on a subconscious level be holding many people back from gaining wealth, because they perceive rich people as being like, I don't know, greedy or manipulative or like even sinister. And therefore, why would you want to be rich if that's how you perceive rich people? Why would you want to have like copious amounts of money in the bank if you perceive the people who are billionaires as being evil and dark and sinister? And it's like, there's got to be a connection there. So yeah, the whole part of the challenge is to not complain about money, but there's a bigger aspect to that as well, which is what my intentions are for with this new moon particularly. I've done so well today, but yeah, we'll talk about the ring in a minute. So yeah, the idea comes from a book called Complaint Free World. I think that's the title, by Will Bowen. And he's like set up this whole movement with rubber purple bracelets. The hair tie isn't for that, but I was using a hair tie till I got the ring yesterday. The hair tie is actually, I think, from doing my daughter's hair earlier. Yeah, the complaint free world, to actually just reduce all complaining, like to actually just take a real hard look at how much complaining we may do. And shockingly, or maybe not so shockingly, there's a lot of complaining comes out of, well, I'm going to say it out of my mouth or in my head anyway. Maybe not so much out of my mouth these days, because of a lot of my other practices. I don't vocalize, but I do. There is like, ridiculous things that I've realized that I make complaints about, like YouTube ads, like car drivers. I do drive, but I've not driven in 13 years, 12 years, and not had a car for like 16 years or something ridiculous like that. And I walk a lot, so that's something that's come up where, like, I do complain about car drivers. I complain about, YouTube ads, about the weather's often a big one that's complained about a lot, whether it's sunny or rainy or cloudy or whatever. Particularly here in Britain, we seem to find a lot to complain about the weather. And then as a mum, one of the things that's come up a few times within the wealth vibe for the people who are taking the not complaining about money that step further, like, I'm not going to complain about anything in my life. Tiredness has come up, like, obviously not big significant health concerns, but like twinges or niggles or aches and pains and things like that. And in the book, the Complaint Free World book, he's not saying you shouldn't complain if there's like something that really needs to be complained about. He's not talking about being a pushover or being like someone's doormat or suffering with something massive when there's like a big thing gone on, if you've had an accident, if you're really sick, if you're like if there's an unexpected bereavement or something really bad happens. He's like, you absolutely, that's the point of the energy of the word complain. He does, I can't remember off the top of my head, but he does use the dictionary definition of what complaining is. Like discontent and dissatisfaction, when there's like something that you genuinely have a complaint about, you acknowledge that and you definitely complain about that, but with the intent of taking action with it, like, processing grief if it's because something sad's happened, if there's concern for something or someone, taking action on it, but not just like the routine. Because what discovered, certainly myself, is like YouTube adverts, for example. Like, it's just become a habit that when a YouTube ad comes on that isn't for anything I'm interested in, or worse yet, something that I like outright don't agree with, then we'll like really just automatically, they're unconscious reactions to it. Sitting down when you've just got in and being like, oh my God, I'm so tired. It's like the purpose of saying that is not to do anything about it. It's a very, very finite and interesting line between acknowledging that you're tired because you're asking for support and help. You're like, can you do something now for me because I'm really tired? Can you help me with this thing because I'm really sick? And oftentimes, I certainly think for a lot of mums, we complain because we want someone to offer us, to help us, and then complain because we don't get the help offered to us. I know I'm not the only mum that is the case for. I think my own mum did things like that as well. From what now as a mum, I'm like, oh, those times where my mum would sit down and go, I'm so tired. Tumbleweeds while we all just carried on doing our thing. And then she'd get up and stomp in the kitchen and start slamming doors, and you're like, now I know what my mum was doing when she did that. Yeah. I'm sorry, mum. So yeah. So that's my intention, is to put a concerted effort into this complaint free positivity, because I also think that there's a lot to be said for putting the energy out there that we actually want to create. So I'm not calling it a complaint ring, because that's infusing complaints into it, and definitely not wanting that. Not really. I'm not really. The positivity ring also feels a bit icky for me. I'm going to find a different name for it. But the idea of this, so the idea of that Wilburn has from the book, is he produced these purple bracelets, and you basically move the bracelet, or the ring in my case, from one wrist to the other when you voice a complaint. So you don't have to move it for every complaint that's in your head. But what I've realised is a lot of the complaints that are in my head mount up and then turn into vocal complaints. So it's about reframing them thoughts in my head. So YouTube ads, for example, I'm practicing not rolling my eyes and going, ugh, at the YouTube ad, but just skipping it, because 5 seconds later you can skip it. If it's an unskippable ad, I take a breath and I do a few mindfulness practices that I have as well. I'll touch my ring. That is like, I love that it's aesthetically pleasing and it's a bit fidget toy like. But yeah, you move it when you complain, when you end up catching yourself complaining from one finger, from one wrist to the other hand. And his idea with his 21-day challenge is that you literally start counting again every time you move it. And that is, like, with regards to the complaining about everything, that is my intention. I'm going to go 21 days without complaining. I've moved it today. I think it started on this thumb. Yes, it did start on this thumb. I think I've moved about 4 times, which is actually pretty. I'm actually really, really happy with that, because when I was using the hairband, the hair bubble, it wasn't this one, it was a different one. When I was using the hair bubble a couple of days into May, I was moving it a lot more than that. So yeah, 4 times I'm actually super happy with. And that what I'm realizing is the patterns, the times, the situations and circumstances, the people, the times of day that catch me out. And I moved it twice while I was cooking the dinner, and was like, and they were because I was preoccupied cooking dinner. I wasn't being as consciously aware of my thoughts and my actions, and wasn't paying attention to the ring. I wrote in the Wealth Vibe membership yesterday, what I realized is this is so much better than wearing a bubble on my wrist, because it's like a fidget toy, and it's aesthetically pleasing, and it's there as this little reminder to me. It feels nice, it looks nice, it feels nice, it's really smooth, and it reminds me consciously, as I can feel it. And it's on my thumb. I'm glad I chose one for my thumb in the end, because I do find that I can always tell when I've got a thumb ring on. It's always like I'm always conscious of it. Other rings, I forget that they're there and don't feel them anymore. But on my thumb, I know that I always feel that it's there. And I'm glad I got one for my thumb, because it's there to remind me always, like, what's in my head right now, what are my thoughts and feelings right now. Am I slipping into complaint mode because it's the end of the day and I really would rather be doing this and not this? Or, as it was while I was cooking the dinner, it got a little bit stressful and there was a few complaints. There was a fair number of complaints in my head. So he's not saying you have to change it every time there's a complaint in your head. It is like vocalizing them, verbalizing them, and speaking them out loud, and complaining to other people. And his idea with the purple bracelets is, like, getting them for groups of people in workplaces get them. And, like, because they're visible, and people, like, if you see somebody or hear somebody complaining who's wearing them, you can point out that they're complaining. But when you do, you have to be willing to change your bracelet over, because complaining about somebody else complaining is a complaint in itself. And it's really, really, it's really fun. So yeah, so this is one of my intentions, is the complaint-free world 21-day challenge, and then on from that. And to get back to videos, to making videos, to drawing cards, to journaling. I've stepped away from journaling for a while. I've a few reasons for doing that, which I'm going to talk about in the course of coming days, weeks, months, on why I've actually not journaled for. I was just in my journal this morning from the last time I wrote, which is about 4 weeks ago, 4 or 5 weeks ago, maybe 6 weeks ago, sometime in April. I've not journaled. I had some really good reasons for stopping journaling, and I'm not particularly found, like, I've not missed it. I've not found it's in any way caused any detrimental effect to all the reasons why I originally started journaling. So anyone who knows me or anyone who's followed me on any of my social media platforms, I began journaling to help my mental health, my emotional health when I started healing what turned out to be post-traumatic stress 6 years ago, when I really stepped onto my own inner healing journey. I began journaling. It's a great tool for getting shit out of your head and onto paper, for clearing stuff out that's weighing on your mind, for complaining. So also there's like, if you're complaining, if you're writing in a journal and writing in a journal to process thoughts and emotions, it's not, you can't just journal like 6 pages of complaints and think, oh, I've not actually complained. Journaling, again, with this in mind, has to have a solution focused, action focused, processing, like what's the word I'm looking for, intent behind it. So yeah, so that my other intention is to get back on with communicating through video, which I absolutely freaking love. To get up and running this channel where you're watching this on Indigo Sky Vlogs, to be like, actually get sort of clear on what Indigo Sky Vlogs is about, but also, as you may be watching something or some part of this or something elsewhere, just to be redefining my spaces online. That is definitely what I'm doing. Obviously, it's Taurus season. It's the new moon in Taurus. It's so significant and so powerful for me, within so many like astrological placements and other different energetic blueprint type things, to be paying really good attention to this cycle and this phase and this this small part of my life. So there you go. Hi everyone, I'm Davina. I am Indigo Sky Holistic. I am an intuitive empath, energy healer, unschooling, home educating mum of 3, wife, and spiritual being here on this beautiful, amazing, spinning ball of energy. So yeah, there's a really interesting one to maybe dive into sometime. So yeah, that's it. Thank you for watching. This is Indigo Sky Vlogs. You can go and also check out my Indigo Sky Holistic channel, where I will be posting EFT videos and other videos for holistic health and well-being. There's already some on there, but there will be some more coming on there moving forward through the rest of 2024. Come and join me on Zoom or in Selby Bridge, where I am based, for some group EFT sessions. They have already started. They run weekly on Thursdays in Soul Wellness in Selby Bridge. They run online on Zoom on Saturdays. There's only one Zoom, not multiple Zooms, thank goodness. Ooh, was that a complaint? Oh, I complained on camera. I think that was a complaint. I am going to move it. See, right on camera, watch me move my ring. 21 days starts now. We'll see how far we get. What else? Yeah, come and do some EFT with me on my group sessions. I'll drop that link below. Like, subscribe, click the little bell, get some notifications, and maybe even leave a little comment about anything you would like to hear me talk about as an unschooling, home educating mum of 3 who's got experience with health and wellness, business practice, entrepreneurship, whole wide range of things, like deconditioning from religion and from societal structures, all of that. That's going to be on this channel, Indigo Sky Holistic. My other channel will be much more focused on particularly the EFT and anything health and wellness related. This is just going to be everything else and then some. So yeah, I would love to connect with you down in the comments, and I would love to connect you with my other social media platforms, which will be all around on my YouTube, either in the about section or in the comments. And yeah, thank you for watching. Have an amazing lunar cycle from this new moon in Taurus for the next 28 days. And I will see you in another video. Let's see how soon.